Hello, everybody. It is full house clean day. Yeah, that's right. Full house clean. I managed to get in everybody's room and get everything done. Now, I know I said I was handing the care of the bedrooms back to the relevant owners in these bedrooms, and well, that went badly, didn't it? Uh, let's just let's just leave it at that. It went badly. So I've taken back over the running of the bedrooms. At the end of the day, yes, I do know these are adult children and they are more than capable of handling their own affairs and keeping their rooms in order, and they should be keeping their rooms in order. But to be honest, I kind of have to pick my battles, really, don't I? Now, I could get on at them and constantly moan at them and nag at them and be clean your room, tidy your room. You haven't done it yet. If you don't do it, I will. But realistically, they are adult children. So what can I punish them with if they don't keep their rooms clean? I'm not about to evict my own children. So that's not an option. I can't take their things off of them because they spent their own money buying them. And I can't really turn like the internet off because I need that. We don't have the ability to go into the router and like select only certain devices to be on the internet. So that's not an option. What's left? What's left? Me spending hour upon hour upon hour every single day. Clean your room, please. Clean your room, please. Your room smells. There's laundry everywhere. Oh my goodness. Please clean your room. Please take out your rubbish. I'd go mad. I would go absolutely blooming bonkers before anything got done. So this is just easier. It's so much easier. They know it's easier. I know it's easier. Everybody knows it's easier. I don't end up with a mental breakdown or completely exhausted. I just get it done. It's done. The house smells great. All the laundry's done. All the bins are taken out before bin day. And we're just happy. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. It works for us. If I wasn't to do their rooms, I would get all the laundry done and then they would bring down their clothes. Mainly Alyssa, because she wears more clothes than Craig's. Craig, because of his autism, he doesn't like getting changed into different outfits. So he tends to sort of wear the same one on repeat. Wash, wear, wash, wear. So realistically, he doesn't have a huge amount of laundry. Alyssa, though, she will go for about 3 outfits a day. Her room, it's like a clothes show. It's just this, it's everywhere. Also with the bins, if I empty the bins and put them out, then literally someone will think, again, mainly Alyssa, because Craig barely does anything in his room. He just sits in there and plays video games. But I would take the bins out and then all of a sudden it'll be, oh, I'll deep clean my room. And down will come all the rubbish and I'll have bins overflowing in the kitchen again. So this is easier. This is easier. And I like looking after the kids. I know they're adults and all that jazz, but they're still my kids. And I like looking after them. I like knowing that when Alyssa brings Jaden home or Ben home, she's coming home to a clean, fresh smelling room that her and Jaden or her and Ben can just sort of sit in and enjoy. You know, they can play video games or they can watch their phones, whatever it is they do. I have no idea what they do up here. None of my business, really. I think her and Jaden tend to end up doing makeup, like face painting and stuff. Whereas her and Ben, I think they normally end up buying a film or something to watch. So, you know, that's what they get up to. But it's nice. I like that she can come home to it all being clean and tidy, fresh and organised, and she can concentrate on being young. I didn't really get that freedom, that advantage. I grew up way too young, way too young. My level of responsibility and my lack of friends, I grew up way too young. I don't want that for my kids. There's plenty of time for that. They know how to do it. We choose not to let them do it. And I say that in quite a lot of my videos, but I know like new people come in, new people are seeing the videos all the time. So yeah, I just want to reiterate it, you know. At the end of the day, they know how to clean their rooms. I can get them to clean their rooms sometimes if they can be bothered to not listen to me nag, and they'll do it. But they know how. They just don't, because I want them to have those freedoms and be a child and be a young adult and learn about themselves and the world around them and all that stuff. It's hard enough being a young adult as it is, without having to worry about what day bins go out and is everything straight and neat and clean and all that jazz. So yeah, it's just easier. Now, with that all sorted, let's get on with the rest of the full house clean. I do still have some deep cleans to do. This room is one of them, yes. Haven't done it yet, but I will be getting round to it. I don't know, I kind of feel like I really want to redo the whole house deep clean. I know it's just been done, but I'm like, no, I want to do it again. I want to get on top of it and do it again. And the Halloween party's coming up very soon, and I want to make sure the house smells immaculate and it's as good as it can get. I know the decor's falling apart and it looks a bit shabby and a bit, aged. There's not really a lot I can do about that right now. So I'm going to concentrate on what I can sort out, what I can fix. And that is the appearance of my home. Not having clutter and rubbish all out all over the shop. Having it smell clean. Not having dust about the place or washing up everywhere or hair all over the floor. Actually, since I got my new Shark Hoover head, wow, it's picking up way more dog hair than it did before. We're also now grooming Woody. I got one of those groomy brushes. The hair that comes off that boy, wow, that's another thing we've got to fix when we redecorate this room. That plug socket's falling off the wall. That's fun. It's not dangerous. It's just the socket box has come away from the wall. All the wires are still tucked in that trunking. So it's still safe. It's just annoying as it falls off. There's my coffee arriving. I don't know if you see it past the door. You might do. But yeah, there's my coffee arriving and Del's just taking my broken laptop. I don't know what you do with broken laptops. I don't just want to throw it in the bin because I know it's got is it lithium ion battery? I know it's got a battery in it somewhere and you're not really supposed to throw those in the bin. So I'm not going to do that with it. I don't really want to take it to the dump. That's a long way to drive just with a laptop so they can dispose of the batteries and all that sort of thing safely. And also, there's a lot of data on there and it's broken before you can do a factory reset. So are people going to be able to get hold of your data? I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. How do you wipe the hard drive and wipe all the information on there when the wretched thing is broken and I can't get onto it to reset it? How do I dispose of it safely? I have no idea. No idea what to do with it. So it's probably going to join the other broken one that's in the house and will be kept for however long I'm alive. And then once I have shuffled off this mortal coil, it can then be disposed of because it doesn't matter then. If someone gets hold of my details, I will no longer be around to care about that. So that's probably what's going to happen. I wonder if everyone else is the same. Have you got a secret cupboard somewhere that's just full of old mobile phones and old laptops because you daren't, throw them away or however you dispose of them, or you just don't know how to dispose of them? Because that's literally what happens in this house. Everything gets kept and then one day, when we move on, they can then be disposed of. And hopefully by then, someone will have come up with a way of knowing how to dispose of them safely. One of the things I wonder about, and I wonder about it an awful, awful lot. I have thought about doing a podcast or a book or YouTube video, TikToks, something like that, with my daily musings, sometimes multiple daily musings. My brain wanders off quite a lot. I'm easily distracted, very easily distracted. If you've seen half of my videos, you know I'm incredibly easily distracted. Thankfully, though, I managed to keep not only my energy levels up, but my focus levels too during this whole house clean. I cleaned up in the bedroom. I got a lot of the clean laundry, all that on the chair and just piled in front of the chair. That's all clean laundry. Just never makes it to be put away. I also know I've got a ton of clean laundry downstairs that needs to come up and be put away. So I grab all the free hangers. the hundreds of free hangers and take them downstairs. But while I'm downstairs, I grab the clean laundry. And, yeah, you guessed it, I unpack it and, get this, check me, I put it away. I know, I actually put all the clean laundry where it belongs, like in the kids' rooms. And I don't just put it in there and put it on their beds and hope they'll put it away later. And then, I don't know, about a week later, I'll find it at the bottom of a laundry basket somewhere because they've just stuffed it in there rather than put it away. No. I actually put it away where it belongs. Even on time lapse and sped up. This is an incredibly long process. Someone mentioned, like, when I do the cleans, all I seem to do is move stuff around. And I kind of do. I kind of feel like that's all we ever do when we're cleaning. Like, I take the dirty laundry downstairs, wash it, iron it, and bring it back upstairs. I take the rubbish from around the room and put it in bin receptacles, take it down, and then put a new bin liner in the bin. I literally just seem to move stuff from one room to the other. But I used to clean that way, and I honestly have realised that the way I used to clean is now not the way I clean anymore. And I used to get my cleaning done so much faster. I mean, all right, back then I didn't have as many distractions. Dale used to work full time and the kids went out to school. Yummy cup of coffee break. So there was no one at home to, talk to me or want to spend time with me or any of that. So having everyone around now and having to sort of make sure that they know where I'm going to be next day. Get everything you need out of the kitchen because I'm about to mop the floor. Anyone need to use the bathroom because I'm going to clean the bathroom and that sort of thing. Everyone put your headphones on because I'm about to hoover. I'd never had to worry about that when everyone was at school and at work. And I could just literally go through the whole house. I'd clean one room at a time and throw everything from that room into the next room and throw everything from that room into the next room. And by the time I got to the kitchen used to look like this mountain of stuff to do. Because it was a huge amount of stuff to do. And I would get through it so quick. It used to take me about an hour and a half to sort out the entire house. Now it's the whole day. And I think because I do one task at a time, like I will make all the beds or collect all the laundry, collect all the crockery, collect all the rubbish and that sort of thing. So I think I'm going to go back to room by room and get it done that way rather than all at once. The only downside with that is the hoovering, because the dog goes absolutely bonkers when I turn the hoover on. So having to turn it on for our room, Alyssa's room, Craig's room, the hallway and all that, and having to go bonkers every 5 minutes. It's just a lot easier if I just do it all in once. Little Craigie, he's helping do his room. I told you, see, sometimes they help. Craig's really good at helping. It doesn't matter when I ask him, what I ask him, he will normally hop right to it quite quickly. He never used to be like that. Alyssa used to be the one that would hop to things quite quickly. And Craig would be the one like, in a minute I'm playing this, or in a minute I'm watching this. Now it's the other way around. Alyssa will be like, oh, I'll do it later. And Craig's like, yeah, no problem, Mum. Hops right up and gets straight to it. He's even, like I say, starting to remember to hoover. I think later in the video you'll hear, oh no you won't, I deleted that audio clip. I've said before in many of my videos, I film the audio clips and then don't like them, so I go back and delete them and re-film the audio clips. I've done that. In an earlier audio clip, you actually hear him hoovering his bedroom through the floor. And I was like, don't worry about the noise, it's just Craig hoovering his room. But he does now. He hoovers his room every day. Sometimes Dell will do it while I'm at work, but a lot of the time Craig will remember and he will hoover his own room. He still needs the reminders, like to change his bed covers and things like that. And he doesn't need reminders to bring down plates, cups and bowls, although we don't allow eating in the bedrooms anymore. Since they got redecorated, and the hall got redecorated, we do not allow plates and bowls up in the rooms. If they want to take a bag of crisps up there or a chocolate bar, something in a wrapper, sure, have at it, not a problem. Throw the wrapper in the bin and you're done. But I do not want to be going upstairs, finding bowls and all that sort of jazz upstairs under your bed, going festering and mouldy for weeks on end. So he brings down like his rubbish and things like that. He's got quite good with his room since it's been redecorated. Once we get Alyssa's room looking ship-shape, she will also start taking a bit more pride in her room as well. It really is frustrating though, and I keep saying it because I truly believe that's the biggest problem she's got with that room. It's not so much the size of the room, because if you just stayed on top of the mess, it wouldn't be as awful. It'd still be horrible because obviously there's no room in there. But when your space is constantly being violated, maybe, they're not doing anything wrong, but there's constantly someone in your space, you don't really want to take pride in it anymore, do you? I mean, you've got this beautiful room that then gets ruined. As soon as you start getting it back on track, they come back in and they do more work. You get it back on track, they come in and do more work. And it gets a bit tedious. And in the end, you don't really want to do anything. You just want to give up on it all. And I think that's where she's at. She's just given up with it all. What is the point? So I think in the new year, once we get it decorated and we get everything looking good again and wonderful, then maybe she will start to feel a bit better about it, because the heating seems to have settled down now. We've worked out all the teething problems and all that, so it seems to have settled down now. We've got a few minor little niggles with it, but they should be very easy to fix, and they have, to be fair, shown us how to fix them. It's only because it's been so long between fixing it that we've forgotten how to do it, so they need to come out again just to show us how to do it. But what I'm planning on doing is scheduling the repairman to come when she is out, so she won't know that they've been in her room, and hopefully that will make her feel less intruded upon. I'm hoping. It seems like such a backhanded way of doing it, but I know if I say to her, look, could you sort out your room because the men are coming to do work, she's going to feel like, put upon. But if I don't tell her, she won't know, and then that'll be fine. They have to come and do the work anyway. The work has to be done. So to reduce her distress at having people in her room constantly, then I might just do it that way. And then, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. She'll never know they've been there. I'm also a lot more strict now with the tradesmen. They come in this house and they do wear their overshoes, or they take their shoes off, whichever their pleasure is. I don't really mind. You can walk around in your bare feet or stockinged feet, or you can put your overshoes on. I don't mind. If you don't have overshoes and you don't want to take your shoes off, that is also fine. You can go away and rebook your appointment. It's not a problem. If you come in with filthy, dirty, grubby fingers and hands, you'll be asked to go and wash them before you start touching everything. And I'll expect you to wear gloves. So if you're going to be, scratching around, sweeping the chimney, or you're going to be doing something that's, a bit grubby, oiling something, or whatever it is you're doing, pop the gloves on, then take the gloves off when you're done. I don't mind. You can have as many pairs of gloves as you like. I know work provides you with the gloves. So you pop those gloves on, my lovely. You do that dirty job, and then you pop the gloves off before you walk away from that dirty job. And, I will stand over you and make sure that the mess you've made is cleaned up behind you, because I will not have it. Get your little duster out. Do you know what? Here, have one of mine. Have a duster. Have some cleaning spray. Clean that filth up. Oh, I'm not here to clean up. My darling, yes you are. You made that mess. I am not cleaning up for you. I am not your mummy. You clean it up, or there will be a serious complaint going against you. Clean your mess. And to be fair, they do. I have yet to have to offer out the rags and the cleaning spray. They they will clean up with their own stuff. And they do now wear their overshoes or take their shoes off, whichever they choose. I've got a sign on the door, no shoes allowed in the house. We wear our own shoes in the house, but actually not as much as we used to. So we'll come in, like if we're putting the shopping away and things like that, we'll come in, bring the shopping in, we'll still be wearing our shoes. But once we're done and we're in, we take our shoes off and we don't wear our shoes around the house so much anymore. I do not, under any circumstances, allow shoes upstairs. No. There's no need for shoes upstairs. Also, you're going to be walking around barefoot upstairs, realistically, aren't you? I mean, there could be sharp things you could step on, and you're going to get bits of grit and dirt in your bed where it gets stuck to the bottom of your feet. It's just no. I didn't have a problem with it before because, like I said, if the dog's walking mud and germs upstairs and so's the cat, does it really make any difference to the fact that we're wearing shoes up there? I still believe that in some sense. I mean, obviously the dog and the cat are traipsing the dirt upstairs and the germs upstairs and all that. They can't take their shoes off. They don't wear them. But obviously we go out a lot more than the dog and the cat do. Nova's an inside cat, so she doesn't go out at all at the minute. And Woody only goes like for one walk a day. He goes in the garden a lot, but he goes for one big walk a day. Whereas myself, Del and Alyssa, we're out. We go to work. Me and Alyssa are in multiple caravans. Del's traipsing around a school. We go into town, into multiple shops. We're in and out of the car. So our shoes are picking up a lot more by way of germs and pathogens and yuck. And transporting that upstairs seems a bit yicky. I'm also getting to the point where I'm considering not allowing the pets upstairs, but how realistically do you keep a cat downstairs? We have to keep the litter tray away from Woody. So the only place available to do that would be Alyssa's room. We can't keep it in the bathroom because the bathroom's too small. Just not going to happen. Also, with it downstairs, Woody can get to it and... Dogs and litter trays. Need I say more? I'm not going to say more because it's revolting. So it can't go in the bathroom really because, like I say, too small and Woody can get to it. It is not going in the kitchen. I don't care. If people have got theirs in the kitchen, that is absolutely fine. But me, personally, I think, yuck. No. You don't poop where you eat or where you prepare food. And I'm certainly not letting the cat poop where we eat. So no, that's not happening either. The living room and the dining room, again, they're both open to where the dog can get to the litter tray. Plus, as well, do you really want to be sitting around downstairs or sitting in the dining room eating and the cat goes toilet? Talking of going toilet, look how much toilet roll we got. We buy a month's supply at a time, which is about 31 rolls. I think actually what we end up with is about 36 because of like how many packets you need to buy. But yeah, anyway, back to the subject at hand. So the litter tray can't come downstairs. It has to stay upstairs. Can't go in the bathroom, too small. Can't go in the kitchen because, yuck. Can't go in the living room or the dining room because, well, would you want to sit down here when the cat goes potty? And also, you know, dogs and cat litter trays are just, ugh. Let's just leave it at that. So it has to stay upstairs in Alyssa's room, which means the cat has to go upstairs. If the cat has to go upstairs, then, you know, any fleas that are on the cat and or the dog are going to be transported upstairs anyway, so it doesn't matter whether the dog goes up there too. Also, this is the only home Woody has ever known. He's been here from 8 weeks old. He left his mummy and he came to us. I don't want to upset his routine. He's done the same routine for 7 years. He spends his day on our bed and spends his night downstairs on the sofa. He likes to be separated. He likes to be on his own. He's not a peoply dog. He doesn't like all the noise and the chaos. He likes to be out of the way. He'll happily come and greet everybody and be like, hello. But he likes to be out of the way. And taking his hiding spot away from him seems cruel to do after he's done it for sort of 6 years. So I think we're just going to have to put up with the dog and the cat upstairs. But we can reduce the amount of mess we make by not wearing our shoes upstairs. So there is no shoes upstairs allowed at all. But it does make it a bit more expensive. I see what people are saying, stop letting your animals upstairs. Because obviously with the fleas and things like that, they end up on your bed and in your bedding carpet and all that. And you've got to treat the whole house. You can't just treat downstairs and the pets, because the pets go upstairs too. And Woody uses our bed as his bed. So it's not like I can just wash the pet bedding. It's a king-size duvet. It's a little bit tricky to throw in my 7-kilo washing machine, do you not think? So, yeah, I think we're just going to have to put up with the pets upstairs, and we're going to have to put up with treating the whole house and the pets as well. But, these are the crosses we bear when we choose to get our furry little loved ones. Talking of fur, though, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but ever since I got my new head for my shark hoover, does it pick up a lot of hair? Oh, does it? I love it. I've actually got to clean all the appliances, actually. That's part of the deep cleans I've got to do. The hoover filters need changing. The tumble dryer needs cleaning. Everything needs doing. Perhaps once I get the shark hoover and the filters all sparkly, it will get up even more hair more successfully. We are hoovering like every day now. And that's really keeping the dog hair down. I can't remember if I said earlier, but we got a groomy brush from Master Woody, and we try and use that as regularly as we can. It's a new habit that we're trying to remember to do. And the groomy brush stays in the dog cupboard, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, and we kind of forget that we have to do it. I'm thinking on maybe incorporating it into his feeding time, so he'll get brushed like after his feed or before his feed, or he could get brushed before or after a walk. I don't quite know yet. We'll have to figure that out. The problem is his food time stays the same, 4 o'clock every day on the nose. There it is, Woody's food. But his walk time gets changed. I don't know whether I'll be here at 4 o'clock to brush him, because sometimes I finish work at 4. Sometimes I finish early, sometimes I finish late. There's no way of knowing whether I'll be here actually at feed time, it's why Craig has taken on the responsibility of feeding him. Craig is always here at 4 o'clock, so Craig can feed him. On the very odd occasion, he does miss the 4 o'clock feed time, like if we're out with him for the day, then we'll feed him when we get back. But yeah, on the whole, Craig feeds him at 4 o'clock, and I don't know if I'm going to be home on time, I don't know if I'm going to be home on time every day to groom him after his 4 o'clock din-dins. I suppose I could do it as soon as I walk in the door every day, but if I attach grooming him to me coming in the door after work every day, on days I don't go to work, he won't get groomed. And then because I don't do it every day, I'll fall out of the habit of doing every day. What I need to do is a thing that I've heard by I would say he's like a life coach. He's a dog trainer, but he does that sort of life coachy stuff too. And he would say it's habit stacking. So if you do a certain thing at a certain date, certain time, and you want to attach a new habit to it, you add that to something you already do. So, I don't know, let's say you want to hop more. Well, when you brush your teeth, that's when you hop. You already brush your teeth every day, so every day you brush your teeth and then you hop. And suddenly, every morning, it becomes about the hopping as well as brushing teeth. That's habit stacking. So I need to find something I do every day, no matter what, that means I can groom the dog every day, no matter what, and have it attached to the same thing. And no, I can't attach the grooming of the dog to brushing my teeth, because do you know what? I'm a bit of a pig and I don't brush my teeth every day. Sometimes I forget. If I'm going to work, then again, it habit stacks. I'm going to work. Part of going to work is I brush my teeth. That's the habit. I get up in the morning when my alarm goes off at that set time. I put my uniform, I wash, I put my uniform on, I brush my teeth, I have my breakfast, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, maybe not in that exact order, but that's what I do every morning. And then I head out the door to work. I drive the same route to work. If I stop at the shop, which I normally do every morning, even if I don't buy anything, I stop at the shop, walk round, come back out, get in my car and finish my journey to work, because that's what I do. I park in the same place every single time I go to the store. I have a couple of spots that I can park in, because obviously other people are unpredictable, inconsiderate people, I know, but sometimes they are in my parking spot, and yes, I call it my parking spot. So I do have 2 or 3 available parking spots that I will park in. Unfortunately, parking spot number 1 is right at the entrance. Number 3 is at the entrance of the car park. So I go to parking spots number 1 and 2, which are in the middle of the car park and where I prefer to park. If they're full, I then have to drive around the car park almost to the exit of the car park to park in my least favourite spot. But it's where I used to park when I worked in the store. Every morning, 5 o'clock, I would be there. That would be where I'd park for the day. It's my least favourite parking spot when it's busy, though, because it's quite a little tight area to get into. But it was great at 5 o'clock in the morning when it was empty in the car park. But yeah, I do the same thing every day when I go to work. So brushing my teeth when I go to work, easy as pie. Washing, easy as pie. It's my days off. My days off are very unpredictable. I don't go to sleep at correct times. I don't wake up at correct times. I don't eat lunch at the same time. My days off are so unpredictable, because there's other people to consider. Like on my days off, Alyssa wants to do stuff, Dale wants to do stuff, I want to do stuff. I want to get the gardening done. I want to get the housework done. The dog needs to go out, and because I'm here, obviously, I can take him out too. So my day off doesn't follow a set schedule and routine. Should it? Yes. Does it? No. Obviously, Dale, he's used to waking up at a different time to me, because he doesn't go to work in the mornings, he goes to work in the evenings. So he can wake up and get up whenever the mood doth please him. So on my days off, I wake up whenever the mood doth please me. Normally I'm awake at 6, but I'm a bit of a people pleaser. And me and Dale have this weird, I don't know if it's weird, but he will not go to bed without me, and I don't go to bed without him. So if he's tired and ready to go up to bed and I'm not, I will go up with him anyway, and vice versa. Actually, no, not vice versa. Normally, if I'm really tired, I tend to just fall asleep on the sofa, because I won't say to him, "Can we please go to bed? I'm tired." If I did, he would. But I normally just fall asleep on the sofa. But yeah, we go up together, and we always kind of get up together. Currently it is 2 o'clock in the morning, and I've been awake all night. Actually, it's more near 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been awake all night again. I'm in the period of my life at the moment where I just cannot sleep for pickles. It just is not working. So I do often go up to bed with Dale. I will lay awake. He'll fall asleep. Once he's asleep, I'll sneak off out and come downstairs and do whatever it is I want to do. I'll put a film on or something, or I'll clean or edit videos, which is what I'm doing right now. But normally in the morning, I will wait for him to get up, and we don't normally rise out of bed until about 9, 10 o'clock. Well, I'm awake from 6. I've lost 4 hours of my day by that point. I should be getting up and doing stuff, but like I say, we don't get up without each other. It's really weird. It is really strange. If I get stuck on a doom scroll, Dale will tend to get up and try and sort of encourage me to get up as well. But I'll stay stuck on my doom scroll. And it doesn't always work. He has to send the dog to remind me it's time to get up. But there you go. Yeah, little look into the weirdness of my life. So habit stacking. I don't know when to fit grooming the dog in. It's just something I'm going to have to work on. Craig here, learning how to use the washing machine and put a wash load on. My good boy. I bet he was so bored and so like, "Mum, stop. I didn't come down here for a tutorial on how to put a wash load on." But I was busy in the other room, and I asked him to put a wash load on for me, and he wasn't quite sure how to do it. So I was shouting instructions from the other room, and he was carrying them out. But then I thought, well, actually, let's give you a proper tutorial on how to do these things, because He knows, but he doesn't know, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. He knows roughly how to do it. What I used to do when I worked like the whole day, every day, I used to work like 5, 6 days a week, is I would leave the laundry in piles with little instructions written on them and a liquid tab placed on top. So all the kids had to do was pick up the laundry pile, chuck it in the machine, and then follow the step-by-step instructions for that particular pile to put it through the wash for me. And that worked really well. But he hasn't done that in a good many years. So he's not quite sure how to do it. Plus, we have a new washing machine now that he's never used before. So I thought, well, we'll give you a quick tutorial on how to work this particular one and make it a more generalised tutorial so that he could literally just do it on any machine. But the thing with Craig and his ADHD and his autism is that his short-term, long-term memory isn't great. So he doesn't really hold memory for very long. He can't transfer short-term memories into long-term memories. So you have to repeat it a lot for him to get the hang of it. And he hasn't done it in so long. It's just information his brain's gone, this isn't necessary for keeping, and has dumped it. He just has no memory on how to do it. I bet he probably doesn't even remember the piles I used to make with the instructions. This is why I like liquid tabs. They're great. You leave the piles with an instruction, with a liquid tab, and all someone's got to do is throw it all in the machine. Don't even have to think. Just read the instructions and press the buttons it tells you to press. Bada bing, bada boom. But now I've got the I like the liquid in the jug. You have to pour that out. And if that's adding an extra step that's just going to be way too much for the kids to want to bother doing. The thing with my lot is, and it's with me too, I'm not just, picking on my kids or Del, it's a me thing too. The thing with us all is we have to have things easy. If it's not an easy thing to do, we're not bothering. Sorry. No, that's too difficult. And like I say, adding that extra step of pouring the liquid detergent in, it may be a tiny, tiny step. But what I'm going to find is either laundry that hasn't been washed properly because someone's just thrown it in the machine and forgot to put the laundry detergent in, or clothes that are going to come out feeling oily and greasy and horrible because they've just poured a load in and that will do and not bothered measuring it. The other option is it will just over foam in the machine and break the machine, and I'll end up cleaning up a great big mess because it's over foamed. So, and it might be just a little step. It might be such a tiny, tiny step, but it is a tiny step that is going to be too much for us all to achieve. Well, I achieve it most days. Although, to be fair, even with me, I hate doing laundry unless I've got loads and loads and loads of it to work through. And even then I get bored very quick. So even, adding an extra step for me would just be a pain in the bottom. I don't mind adding the laundry liquid. But if you were to add an extra step to what I thought was easy, I wouldn't do it. So adding like the liquid into the kids or Del, that's a bit harder. In fact, when Del first started doing the laundry for me, he used fabric softener as liquid detergent. So the clothes came out smelling lovely, but they hadn't really cleaned, although I suppose they had, because technically it is kind of a soapy thing too. All right, now this is day 2 of the clean. I've just got in from work and, well, things are, it's always the way, the back end of the year and the beginning of the next year seem to be a bit turbulent. Always has been. Well, I say always has been. It seems like for the last few years at least it has been. And this year is no exception. The year was rocking along nice. It was going really, really good. And now it's getting a bit turbulent again. So I've had some issues at work. Nothing, I don't need to go into detail. It's nothing big. We all have issues, they crop up and you deal with them, then you move on. But I've been having issues at work. Alyssa has been having a few as well. It's getting sorted. But we've had issues with the neighbours as well. And then Del is also having issues at his work as well. So everything is feeling a little bit turbulent, a little bit out of control at the minute. And it just, today it got a lot. I don't know whether the cold is catching up with me that's doing the rounds at work. That's causing big stresses. Everyone's sick and grumpy and, not feeling their best. Which, it's fair enough. You're feeling poorly. No one's going to feel their best. But everyone's feeling a little bit meh and a little bit yuck and, And I don't know whether this cold is catching up with me or not. I feel most mornings like I've been danced on by an elephant. All my joints hurt, my muscles ache. I normally have a banging headache. I've generally got a sore throat by the morning. And I just feel exhausted and so emotional. So emotional. Little things just are triggering me so bad. And it's not coming out right because I tried to express that to Dell the other day, like this day, the day you're seeing. And I must not have done it very well because he's like, what is it? Get on me day, have a go at Dell day. And I was like, no, you asked me what was wrong and I'm trying to express to you what the problem is. It's not have a go at you. I'm not telling you these are facts. I'm telling you how I'm feeling. And I need you to be present for it and sort of help me and look after me and guide me through it and, just be there. But actually what I didn't realise was he was also having a really, really crummy time. I know he's having a crummy time. But at that point I was upset and I didn't care really that he was having a crummy time. He was making me sad and I needed to tell him he was making me sad instead of being present for him. And I could have handled it better and so could he. But we're learning this new way of being a couple, of talking to each other and of expressing ourselves and being present and not feeling so attacked, It's hard going. It really is, because he'll say things and I'm like, oh, right, so I'm not good enough, or you're mad at me because I'm not doing this, that or the other. And actually, it could just be he's having a crummy time and needs some support and vice versa. One of the things I've said to him is if you're having a crummy time, you need to tell me, let me know and I can be there for you. But when I'm having a crummy time, I need you to be there for me too, and not turning into, well, I have problems as well. I do it. Every time he says, well, I've had a really bad day at work. Yeah, I've had an awful day as well. I mean, it's like a way of bonding. You've had a bad time, so have I. And actually what really needs to happen in those moments is, oh, I hear you, I understand you've had a really bad time. What can I do to help? What can I do to make it feel better? Do you need anything? Do you just need to be heard? And once that plays out, then when he's feeling better and maybe some time has passed, I don't know, it depends on how desperate it is I need to speak to him, then I can be, would it be okay if I shared my needs with you now? And then he can support me because now he's stronger and vice versa. It takes time, it takes practice, but that is great. Listen to them, offer help and support, and then is now a good time for me to bring up my problems so you can help me and listen to me. Talking of problems, this pan. My child decided to make instant noodles in the pan and add cheese. She melts the cheese in the saucepan with the noodles. Instead of dishing the noodles up in a bowl and then grate the cheese on the top, like most people would, she grates the cheese on the noodles in the pan and then stirs it in and melts it. Well, this pan has sat on the side along with the bowl that she had her noodles in for 2 days, I believe. When I tell you it was welded to the bottom of the pan, I lie not. I've got some rage music on in the background. That's what the dancing's about. I was screaming at the dishwater at one point. I was so cross and angry. I was feeling really low, tired and miserable. And I just could not deal with what was happening. It just was really bad. I actually ran out of energy to get stuff done. I did the washing up and then was just like, I'm done. I've had enough. The washing up's done. I've done my bit. I've been cleaning for 2 days. The housework used to take me an hour. It takes me 2 days now. And yes, I know I'm fatter, and yes, I know I'm older, and that probably isn't helping much. And also there's people around all the time. when I used to clean, Dell was at work, the kids were at school, and I had the whole house to myself to get the work done on my day off. And now it's everyone's here and I'm constantly mindful of what they're doing. Can I do that now? Or can I do that now? Like, you're constantly chasing your tail and someone always wants to do something or ask you something or be there or, you know. And I love my family, don't get me wrong. But it means now that a job that would take me an hour now takes me 2 days. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And having them do stuff for me would be more trouble than it's worth. As I said at the beginning of the video, unless I deleted it, as I should have said at the beginning of the video, you got to pick your battles. And I'm not doing it. I haven't got the mental energy to keep moaning at my kids and Dell, clean up, tidy up, rah, 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 rah. I haven't got the energy for it mentally. I would rather use physical energy and do the work myself than use the mental energy and constantly be on their cases to do stuff. I would rather it that way. At least with physical exhaustion, you go to bed at night, and if you're normal, you go sleep. If you're not normal, you stay awake all flaming night. But if you're normal, you go to sleep and you rest and you feel better in the morning. Mental exhaustion just carries over to the next day and the next day, and it gets worse and it compounds and it's so hard. And I'm not mentally prepared or strong enough yet to deal with that. There's no resilience there for me yet. So I am choosing to not fight the mental battle. I'm not doing that yet. So I will keep going physically because A, I need to lose the weight. B, I want to lose the weight. And C, it's a darn sight easier than moaning and nagging and trying to discipline them. I mean, like I said, they're adult kids. What can I take off of them? What can I do? How can I punish them? Oh, you're grounded. Yeah, that's going to go well, isn't it? Basically false imprisonment. Yeah, that will... Or I can't take away the car key. She pays for the car. Can't take away her phone. She pays for her phone. You know, with Craig, I've got a bit more leeway because we still pay for like his phone contract and we still pay for like his Xbox subscription, stuff like that. But even the phone, I expect him to be contactable 24/7. Like if I ring that phone, I want to know where you are, what you're up to, that you're safe. So we pay his phone contract at the minute. I'm not taking that off of him because if he needs to ring me to say, you know, help me, I need to know he has the ability to do that. So I'm not taking his phone off of him. Alyssa, obviously being 20 now, she's an adult. She pays for her own phone contract. We say at 18, you take over all your own bills at 18. You get a job and you take over your own bills because then you're an adult, you know. Then if you need us, of course I'm still there. But if you choose not to have credit on your phone or not have paid your bill, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to get like anything you need, get the help you need. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Of course, they shouldn't be struggling to get help, but it just teaches them a lesson. You know, you've got to be prepared, you've got to be ready. And in the situations most my kids are in, they're never going to be too far from help. You know, if the car breaks down, I can dot watch Alyssa. I know where she is. Hang on a minute, she's been in a weird place for a while. Then I can ring her. The phones, they also, like, they let you know they've run out of data or whatever. So she could message beforehand, my phone's run out of data, any of that sort of stuff. There's ways and means of dealing with it. But yeah, at 18, you're a grown-up. You know, it's time to sort your own life out and sort your own selves out. So we expect them at 18 to be responsible for their own bills. But, yeah, what can you take off of them when they're a grown-up to discipline them into doing something? All it's going to be now is when they move out into their own homes, they will realise you have to do it yourself. Now, I am not bothering with the drying up today. I haven't got the energy for it. I'm just going to do a quick tidy of the kitchen and then I'm going to have a nice cup of coffee before me and Dell get the dog bathed. Hopefully keep those fleas, get rid of any he's got and keep the fleas out of the way and gone. But there's a little picture of the star of the show, Woody, enjoying his bath. I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Bye for now.